Okay, so this one is for you, Gemini. This is Tarot Lumination with your Aquarius New Moon Eclipse mini micro video for Feb 15, 2018, and for the next few weeks, even months if you want. It's just a snapshot video. It's just that it's kind of an important eclipse right now for all of us. So I felt compelled to, well, let's say impelled to make this little playlist for you guys. So do the routine, watch your sun, moon, and rising, make the best of it, reinterpret. Cards are no oracles, no, you know, no reversals, sorry. We're just going to make the best of it that we can with the way the cards are made, okay? And Tarot Illumination will give you a storyline that comes out with it, and then you can reinterpret however you want, okay? Cards were well shuffled in advance, but I like to go to the last second so that you're a witness. Okay, dear Gemini, and let's allow that our angels are with us, okay? However that works for you. Okay, I know I'm well set up over here. Let's cut it up. That's a pretty radical cut. Okay, it breaks up the energy and keeps it nice and random. Let's have a look. What's the situation? What's the challenge? And how are we going to deal with this? Let's look at the circumstantial energy. And you, Gemini, like everyone else, you're going to make the best of the weather, okay? All right? All right? Agreed? Cool. Well done. So you've got the Eight of Cups here. So with the Eight of Cups, you might be aware, like, not in any way that's painful or anything, but you know how you get to a point in life where you know something is over, and as much love as you have for that, there's more to do, there's more to go, more to grow, and it's a never-ending story, like a never-ending journey. And even though you don't have any definition of what that means or how that works out or where it's going to go, you just feel it in your deep gut. So that's circumstantial energy right now. So with this Aquarius new moon, it's happening up there. I think it's in your ninth house. Yeah, up there in the ninth house. So that's very much to do with like uh like grand awakening, the like higher consciousness, coming into awareness of higher consciousness. And so you could become, it's almost like going on a big mountain climbing thing where you get snow and blizzards and cold and ice and you're focused on just climbing up. And then you reach the pinnacle and you think, am I at the top? Am I at the top? And then all the weather blows away and you realize, oh my gosh, I am at the top. And you look around, oh, whoa, nobody told me about this. And it's a little bit dumbfounding, like part of it's very scary, part of it's very wonderful. And there, you know, there aren't a lot of bearings. There's not a lot to hold on to figure out what to do. Where were you coming from? Where are you going next? Because you're at this kind of pinnacle point, and the only way to go is to go further into the unknown. So it's like there's no escape here. Uh, but that's the same for all of us, you know, because if it's an eclipse, it's going to happen anyway. And the Aquarius eclipse is right on the south node. So it's like the release, the waking up and releasing of the realization of everything that's like no longer uh, what is true for you in terms of your broad beliefs about how life works, and then starting to realize that there's these whole new perspectives unfolding in front of you, even if you don't know what they mean or where it's going to take you. What's the situation? Okay, well, maybe it's all about like a realization for Geminis. It's just like, you know what? I'm just going to have to completely rewrite the rule book for my life starting from now. And I don't know what it's going to be, so I'm going to have to figure out and learn it as I go along and just make notes. That's what I'm feeling here with the Hierophant in this position. And it's not like trying to do all this at once. Because, you know, with the eclipse cycles, we're still right in the middle of it with the Leo Aquarius thing. and there's going to be another replay in about 6 months from now. So if you could think of this, even though it's a tiny spread, think of it as a 6 month journey. Like over the next 6 months, you're going to be completely rewriting the rule book and your whole uh, philosophy on life, your whole sense of the big perspective of like, who are you? Why are you really here? What are we doing here? How are we going to do this? And incrementally rewriting the code and deleting anything and everything that doesn't work. Now, what's the challenge with this? Kerblam. Look at these monster cards for you, Gemini. So it might feel to you like the challenge is how are you going to tolerate these massive shifts and massive changes? Because if you've been so comfortable for so long in a certain, let's say, uh, code of life, like some people at the extreme, you could call it the Ten Commandments or something, and you're realizing, oh, wait a minute, this stuff is redundant. What do I do now? And yeah, that can be a little bit shocking where you see everything incrementally crumbling around you like, oh my gosh, all these like truths that I thought were like hard fixed like, facts of life suddenly become very flimsy and uh like they're crumbling, and that can be very disorienting. Um, you know, so how would you deal with that if you get like stuck in the rubble? That's not going to help. So the challenge is allowing a whole new philosophy on life to unfold, and the challenge is letting it unfold gracefully so that you don't get like covered in rubble. You don't get smothered in everything as all the old stuff collapses and falls away. No, you step aside. You're smarter than that. You let it happen. You let it work around you. And then you come out the other side almost like nothing happened. But of course, that's the challenge. How are you going to deal with that? Okay. Okay, with all these uh, majors here, the arcanas, the 22 of them or whatever they are, uh, it might feel to you like you have absolutely no control over this process at all. It's just like, wait a minute, I just walked into a massive tumble dryer and I'm getting tossed around, and I know I'm going to have to live through this and I'm going to come out a completely new person on the other side in terms of my broad perspectives of the world, like kerblam, wake up, call, Gemini. How do you deal with that? The way to handle it without feeling as though you're being like your ways, your perceptions, your philosophies, your understanding, your wisdom is being demolished. It's the way to handle it is see that this is like an epic, almost like an epic movie that's unfolding in front of you. And you know what? Wow, I know I'm the hero of this movie. I know that I am going to prevail. I know I'm going to be the happy at the end of it. But as you're living through it, it might not feel that way. All I'm suggesting here with the Sun card is understanding that in some ways you're totally bulletproof. With the Aquarius energy, it's very harmonious to you anyway. So you're kind of lucky compared to some of the other signs right now. As tumultuous as this shift and change might be, you're actually going to come out just fine. You're going to come out really just fine um, in ways that maybe others are going to have a really hard time handling. But you're going to be fine. And the way to handle it is almost like, when you go into a movie and, you didn't see any trailers or anything, you just heard that it's really, really good. So you just go and because it's a movie that the hero's going to win in the end. Well, that's you. Okay? So it's almost like, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter what kind of doo-doo you have to go through and how you have to be completely ripped apart and shredded and reprogrammed from the inside out. It doesn't matter because in the end, you're the hero. Okay? So that's kind of how I'm feeling about this right now. And you're going to be just fine, Gemini. It's just like get in with it, go with the flow, pretend you're going to like Disneyland or some massive one of those big game parks, theme parks, Six Flag things or whatever. And you just go on these completely disorienting rides. And you realize, oh my gosh, I had no idea life was like this. Now I have to completely rewrite the rule books of my life. Well, that's what's supposed to happen right now, okay? So just enjoy the ride. All right, Gemini, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. Don't you worry, okay? It's supposed to happen. All right, bye-bye.